Wizards of the Coast, Pinkertons bad, buzzwords. Hi, now I got your attention. I'm Dice Queen D, and I did not want to make a video about the Pinkertons. God, that feels like such a YouTube thing to say, but I felt it was a pretty open and shut case. It was, hey, Wizards of the Coast sent a bunch of dudes trying to get a bunch of cards from this one dude, just this regular guy. They sent the Pinkertons, who, fun fact, most people didn't know still existed unless you paid attention to like union busting stuff, like the Amazon Prime, the Starbucks union breaking. Pinkertons coming, make problem go away, unions gone, and Wizards of the Coast is doing the same goddamn thing, to the point that apparently some of their investigators were ex-Pinkertons themselves, who, by the way, as due to a US law, aren't able to take government jobs. Isn't that interesting? Listen, I didn't feel I needed to make a comment about this because I don't know how much it can add to the actual situation of, hey, this is like an objectively bad thing. I don't know why people are arguing about this. I don't know why people are trying to defend Wizards of the Coast over this situation. Of all situations, there's like no ambiguous element to it. The guy got sent cards that he shouldn't have gotten by accident. He didn't hustle them in. They didn't have to do anything other than have a gentle dog. They didn't have to scare his wife. They didn't have to make her cry. They didn't have to practically force themselves through the door. It was insane. And yet we're here. I don't get why people still think Wizards of the Coast is somewhat ambiguously good or bad. Is it the Summit thing? Maybe people can feel they actually made some like real changes at the Summit. I don't know. There's a lot of weird discourse. Summit discourse is still happening right now, very recently. Look at this thing over here. A good friend of mine, Maddie, they recently did a reply to a thread all about defending like the creators that went to the Summit. And look, yes, the Summit creators have nothing. I can't say they have nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast, but they're fairly innocent too. They just went over there. They just want to see what they could do. Some people wanted to invoke change. Some people wanted to hang out and vibe and do whatever Wizards of the Coast wanted them to do. But the defense of this thread was effectively more and more. It's clear people don't actually care about reshaping the industry, but eroding it and destroying the people who do openly advocate for change, usually spinning it for their own attention, profit, views, etc. People don't want change makers, they want effigies. Listen, fam, they're right. I openly do want to erode the industry, but not necessarily the industry that we all agree on is being said. So Maddie over here is talking about saying how Wizards of the Coast isn't a nation state. People are criticizing a toy company because it does shitty things and asking the people with big audiences who make their livelihoods off the company if they really want to be associated with a company that does endlessly bad things. If you search up Wizards of the Coast controversies, you could not pick out which one is you can pick out which one. Honestly, Google has to ask you to clarify. There is a Wikipedia page of the list of controversies Wizards of the Coast /D&D / other things about it have had. It's messed up, and we're still thinking it's okay? Okay. Continuing on. Corp seek profit. Publicly traded ones quadruply so they have no breaks of mandate growth. You can't change that part no matter what. The only things you can change are the policies, people, etc. The influencers are change makers. They are potential boycott leaders and at worst unpaid salespeople. Livelihoods are at stake. Yes, that is a big deal, and that is a huge deal for the people affected, but it has nothing to do with the people eroding the industry. That's me. That is an unbelievably self-serving state. They have somehow created an enemy. That's me. That is responsible for all this. The screenshot tweet, and a lot of people talk that use the industry to mean Wizards of the Coast and the influencer ecosystem. There's an I can fix him, I can make it worse joke here somewhere. This is a really shitty way to think about things for many obvious reasons. And this is why conversations between people in the Wizards of the Coast sphere, dome, and those outside seem like they're screaming past you because they are. To us, the industry is everyone who works in tabletop games. To them, it's Wizards of the Coast and its orbit. Real change of any kind is eroding the industry. Listen, Listen, this point, I love this so much. The idea that the industry being talked about are two different things. Many influencers, specifically in the D&D sphere, are talking about, hi, this is Wizards of the Coast and things they do and all the people that love, that are having fun, and the influencers around there. Meanwhile, a lot of indie creators, yes, indie creators, are out there making Powered by the Apocalypse and Powered by the Apocalypse games. Get your Fishblade on. The industry is a lot bigger than what we think it is, but because of how a lot of D&D folk tend to wire their brains around Dungeons and Dragons and everything is like an externality from that, and it is, they can only see in D&D and what relates to it, completely ignoring. And yes, maybe you can separate the creators and the product, but not in this kind of modern world. The author is dead, but not gonna lie, if the authors are still alive, you can't, like, ethically consume underneath capitalism. Listen, please, you need to understand that you can't necessarily separate the game and the creators of it. The creators are incredibly shitty. The creators send pinkertons to people's homes. They tried to take over they tried to change what they owned, your stuff, due to the OGL crisis. There's so many things Wizards of the Coast keep doing that are endlessly shitty. And guess what? You know what? I love the idea of eroding the industry. I want to erode the D&D Wizards of the Coast industry, because guess what? When it did erode, when it came to 4th edition, when Wizards of the Coast tried to do the same thing, tried to monopolize and tried to control the kind of things that would be created with the OGL, when they tried to put in a pretty bad game as well as like more restrictive, the more restrictive OGL, guess what happened? People left, and you know what happened from that? Pathfinder 2, Starfighter, a lot of people went to those games, and that happened because that industry eroded at the time it did. Now there's so many more D&D viewers, so many D&D lovers, that if the industry eroded just a little bit more, we can see a potential new gold age of tabletop RPGs, of creators dissatisfied with games and wanting to make new ones, where people of the past and people of the future can come together and just make so many games, make new content. That can happen, but Wizards of the Coast needs to burn. I do want an effigy. I want Wizards of the Coast on a stake. Come on, they brought in Union Busters, you guys. How is anyone defending this? This is insane. Anyways, hi. Again, I'm Dice Queen D. I like tabletop RPGs. I stream on Twitch. Listen, before you go, please support my Patreon. It helps keep me alive. It's right there in the description. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, please. And also the Patreon thing. The Patreon thing is pretty good. I'm trying to release a video or trying to record a video every Wednesday, but not gonna lie, it's difficult. I tried to record a video yesterday about the whole like Vishoja situation, and let's be honest, there wasn't a lot I had to say about it, and I wasn't really happy with the content, so I was just like, I'm not gonna post it. But I'm at least trying to record a video every Wednesday. I want to increase the consistency of YouTube videos because, hey, apparently sometimes people like what I say. Yeah, well, weird. Anyways, bye!